Welcome to Point Counterpoint. My name is Jake Mendel, and I'm joined by John Supowitz and Samantha Hooker. Let's jump right into it and start with a little NBA talk. Looking ahead, we'll jump in our crystal balls. Next season, who are some teams that didn't make the playoffs this year that we can see making it next year? I'm going to throw the Clippers into the ring. They're 6 games over 500 after trading Blake Griffin, and they have 2 lottery picks scheduled for next season. This team doesn't have a lot, but they still win. That's a sign of a good franchise, and they should be a lot of fun moving forward.
Great team to look out for. I'm going to say the Denver Nuggets because they got a great young core with Nikola Jokic, Gary Harris, and Jamal Murray, and they're going to have a $31 million salary cap. They can still give a max deal to Wilson Chandler and go out and find more pieces.
That's a good pick, too. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Lakers. I think they have a lot of cap space. It gives them room to get some good free agents. They have a lot of young players, a lot of young talent. You got to trust Magic Johnson. And on to the 2018 NFL Draft, just to move into football, I'm going to make a bold prediction and go with Baker Mayfield as being a huge bust. And I think he's cocky and he's arrogant. And I think it's gonna come back and bite him. And I think he's going to choke. And I have a really good feeling that he's going to be like a Johnny Manziel. And I think he's just going to choke.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of follow your footsteps here and stay on the turn of quarterbacks, but I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to say 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks taken in the draft are going to be busts. For instance, we'll look at the 2012 draft. Andrew Luck and RG3 weren't seen as busts, but they weren't in systems where they could be sustained, they can grow and develop. And I think when we look at the teams at the top of the draft this year, they're there because they don't have the system in place. So either way, I think 2 of the top of these 3 quarterbacks might be good, but I don't think they're going to be put in a position to succeed, and I think that's just probably going to kill their career. That's just a trend we've seen so far.
Come on, RG3, they just got signed by the Ravens. He's going to be their franchise quarterback. But I do agree. I think all 3 of us believe that it's going to be the quarterback. I'm going to go specifically Josh Rosen. The NFL.com has already predicted that one thing, his durability is a concern. He had shoulder surgery his sophomore year, and last year, 2 concussions. NFL.com also says that arm talent and strength is below average, and his decision-making is also poor. Even his own coach thinks that he's not the best quarterback in this draft. So I got Josh Rosen. So now we're going to move on to the MLB. What is this year's MLB X Factor? And I'm going to say it's the July trade deadline. I want to see what teams are going to really go for it and try to win a championship this year, and what teams are going to hold back and wait for next year, because next year you have Bryce Harper, Clayton Kershaw, Brian Dozier, Manny Machado, Andrew Miller, all in free agency. That covers every part of the field. And right now, a lot of teams are under the luxury tax, except for the Red Sox. So teams will have money to spend.
I have to go with Jose Altuve. You know, he played great last year in the World Series. The Astros won the World Series. He's gone 11 for 25. His batting average is .440. I have to go with him. He's played great. The season's just starting. Got to go with him.
And yes, the Astros won last year. And if we look at teams that can unseat them, we got to look at the New York Yankees with their big signing of Giancarlo Stanton. What we know about Stanton is he's going to hit home runs. He's done it for years. It's no surprise. He started out the year with 2 home runs. But Aaron Judge kind of struggled at the end of the last season. Second half of the season, he hit .220. He was good in the playoffs, but that's because no one on their offense was really performing, and he was kind of backed into a wall. Aaron Judge is the difference from the Yankees team being a very good offensive team and one of the best ones that we're going to remember 30 years down the road. And finally, we'll end on a little bit of college basketball talk. Should players just skip it in general and head right from high school to the NBA? I think it'd be awesome. You know, the MLB is the only game or the only sport that runs in the summer. Give me some fun summer league basketball. I love that stuff. You put DeAndre Ayton in there, you're gonna fill the stands. Everyone's gonna be watching their TVs. It'd be great to watch.
I 100% agree with you. I think they should develop a development system, kind of like how the MLB does. You have different levels. Right now, they just have the G League, but let's get more. Right now, 5-star recruit Darius Baisley, recruited, picked to go to Syracuse, decommitted, and now he's going to go play in the G League. And you've had other players like Brandon Jennings that have played a year overseas and have gone to the NBA.
I agree with what you said, John. I think implementing different levels and different leagues is definitely a great way to go about it. But right now, I have to say that I would keep college in place. I think the 4 years only gives you extra practice and extra opportunities to like develop and foster and like really nurture and grow your skills and give you a better opportunity to succeed in the NBA and succeed at that top level. And just eliminating that and going straight from high school to the pros, it's really going to be like a rude awakening unless you're someone like LeBron who can just go from high school to the NBA and like become a star.
Right.
But I think for the most part, most athletes are gonna, that 4 years is only gonna help you. So I think for now, like I think it should stay in place.
It's kind of that long or lifelong debate that no one can finally or really find a side on. But that's all the time we have today. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to join us same time next week, same place. Have a great night.